Hi everyone, it's Maisie here from Red Devils United for my first ever stream hosting. Here I have James, Stephen, Munzer, Ryan and Matt. So today we'll be talking about Man United transfers and also the 21/22 season preview. So first of all, and everybody, with all these questions, you can also put your thoughts in the comments and we'll go through them halfway. So we'll start off with the first question here. Out of Sancho and Varane, who will be our most influential signing and why? I'll go with you first, James.
That's a good question. Out of the two, Varane, I think, for me. United have been guilty of just going for that sort of Rolls Royce of a player, moving sort of attacking-wise in the past, and we've been stung a few times. That's not to say I put Sancho in the same bracket as people like Sanchez, but I think he will be a good signing. But Varane, for me, I think we've been saying about Lindelof and a partner for Maguire moving forward. I think Varane will be that player. So for me, out of the two, it'll be Varane.
Mm-hmm. Stephen?
Do you know what? It's difficult to say. I think Sancho will fit in very well to the front line of your team. For me, though, Varane. Well, probably for me, I think Varane will be the better out of the two for me, because I think that's the most impact he will have, because what you struggled last season is you conceded silly goals towards the end of games. Like Everton was a great example, where you drew 3-3, and Sheffield United was a great example. You lost, losing 2-1 there, and those cost you significant amount of points, which, if you really went for it, could have won you the title. Now, obviously, Man City went on a massive run, and don't know, they probably still won the title afterwards. But if you're going to make a title challenge, you need to be solid at the back. And with him and Maguire there, you are going to have so much more as an impact than Sancho up front. Because also, if you've got a solid back line, you can then be more expansive up front because you've got that assurity with your back line.
Yeah, 100%. I do agree with you there. What about you, Matt? What do you think?
CDM. Stephen's kind of right. Like he is correct, and Lindelof was the link that we needed to get rid of in order to have a very good back line. But that position right in front of the back line is very important for us. We haven't replaced Carrick since he retired, and I just think that if we don't get that position in, and look, we're not necessarily wanting to go just for any old person. It should be the right person, someone who's proven at a good price. But that's what we need to be able to compete with the likes of Man City. And I feel like if we don't get that, and we have Fred yet again, it's going to be one of those weird seasons for us, I think.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I always say I don't want to see no more Mick Fred. This is just my debate. This is my political agenda at the moment. No Mick Fred. I need it trending.
The only Mick I want to see is McDonald's. That's all I want to see.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, McFred sandwich. Yeah, that'd be great. Like,
I don't think I even want to try that, to be honest. It'll be a half chicken burger, half beef burger, which will look nice, wouldn't it? They just go together like chalk and cheese. It just does not work.
Yeah, you can keep McFred for all you want.
So, what do you think as well, Ryan?
For me, I think finding the partner for Harry Maguire has been absolutely vital at the back. If you can have that strength in your back line, which I think we've already said, to free up your wing backs as well, I think overall, Varane will have a bigger impact than Sancho in that regard.
Yeah, definitely. What about you, Munzer?
Yeah, I agree. Well, we've all nicknamed Maguire the fridge. I've nicknamed Varane the freezer. So, you know what I mean? They've got the fridge and the freezer are going to...
They go together.
Yeah, they go together. Yeah. No, Varane. I'm more excited about Varane. I'm still not turned on Sancho. My son raves about him, but I'm like, yeah, whatever. But yeah, I want to see what Sancho's got. I'm not really seeing a lot of Sancho, but yeah, Varane was the one we desperately needed. We needed Varane before Sancho, I think. But yeah, Sancho's bonus.
So someone else has joined. What's your name? And
Kojo from the free midfield.
Nice to meet you. Same question to you about the Varane and Sancho. Who do you think is the most influential signing and why?
No, definitely Varane. I think we need to shore up that back line. Obviously, we need a balance in the team. We've always been doing anything on the left side. Wan-Bissaka going forward is an absolute disaster class. I've been told he's like watching fish trying to ride a bicycle, and I cannot disagree when watching Wan-Bissaka. But Varane definitely was the biggest signing. And I just want to say, the whole McFred thing, we give nicknames to partnerships that we love. We don't love that partnership, so we just got to call them McTominay or like the Brazilian geezer and the Scottish lad. No more McFred. Let's get that name completely removed from my life. I don't need it no more. I completely agree. Varane, definitely. But Sancho's exciting. Trust me on that one. It's very good signing.
Yeah. For me, I'd probably say Varane is probably that most influential signing. For as long as I can remember, I can't think, well, apart from obviously Rio and Vidic, you can't think of like after then where we've had that solid centre-back partnership, and we need that more than anything to secure titles as well as that CDM, because we need a good goalkeeper, which we have two good goalkeepers at the club, so that's absolutely sorted. We've got Maguire, now we've got Varane. There's that triangle now where it's like it helps for not conceding goals, and when you have that triangle, what is so strong, it helps a lot, because when you see title-winning teams, they've got a strong triangle with two centre-back partnership and a goalkeeper. And that CDM is also very crucial as well, as Matt has already stated, because without that CDM, we're going to concede a lot more goals, aren't we? I am happy with Sancho, though.
Bagel FC. If we ain't got,
As I've said on a lot of streams, if we don't get that CDM, we might as well kiss goodbye the Premier League, because we're not going to win the Premier League. We'll probably be challenging for the title. I won't say we're not going to, but win it, no. But that's why we need that CDM, because that CDM is going to be the make or break for us winning the title.
Do you think we need that CDM more than before we had Varane? Because I don't think we need we do need a CDM, yeah, but do you think we could go out and get someone that's not like a great CDM? Do you know what I mean, with Varane? Because like England, yeah, he was worried about the back four. The back four were brilliant, and then he was playing these two holding midfielders, and it didn't work. Do you know what I mean? Do you think we can get
two holding midfielders though for England? I think Declan Rice and Calvin Phillips did really work well together, in my opinion.
But going forward, do you know what I mean? It weren't, But then again, it wasn't fantastic. But who cares? We nearly won it. So, do you know what I mean? But I don't know. I don't know if he's thinking, because I got Varane in, I'm going to go another season. Because he seems to be having a season, getting a couple, having a season, then going to get somebody else. We need a striker as well. I still think we need a striker. I don't think hopefully Martial will turn it on. But if he don't, then we're going to struggle, I think. Because Cavani can't play all the games, but do you know what I mean?
I think the other thing to consider as well is he going to go 4-3-3 like they keep saying he's going to do?
Yeah, they reckon he's going to try that. Yeah.
If he goes with the three, then Bruno gets found out if he's not got someone else who's attacking with him. So you do need that holding player. So it would be absolutely key, I think, at that point. If he's going to stick with the 5 with the signing of Varane, it's not as urgent.
I think he's
gonna. Needed.
I think Matic he ain't gonna be playing all the games, but he proved that he can do it with Donny there helping him with the legs. Do you know what I mean? Because Matic's legs are gone. But Donny surprised me at the weekend. It's the first time he's probably played in the actual pivot that well. So whether or not he, but I can't see us buying anyone else unless Lingard goes to Arsenal, like everyone says, and then we might buy someone.
Do you think that's likely? Lingard to Arsenal.
No, I'm just trying to wind Steve up.
You can try a lot harder.
To be fair, though, Arsenal would actually probably happily have Lingard, especially after the season he had at West Ham.
Yeah.
It can't be any worse than the squad they've got.
We need someone else to do the in-game entertainment.
Yeah, true.
It's that the only entertainment we're getting this season.
You got rid of Gunnosaurus. You ain't got a dance.
No, we need a dancing midfielder because I'll tell you what, with Arteta, we need more than Gunnosaurus, mate. We need more than Jesus as well. Right?
Other profits are available, by the way.
Yeah. I've already got to one person already. That's not even half of what's in my locker.
We'll have to do another day for trolling Arsenal, won't we?
More than a day,
every
maybe.
channel by now has their own trolling page. Even TalkSport do it. So there you go. Mate, I do it on my own channel. So there you go.
So I'll come to my next question now. So it's come out that Dalot's supposed to be staying to compete for the right back position. So we're not looking at signing Trippier. Which one would you rather do? Would you rather keep Dalot as that replacement, or would you rather keep would you rather sign Trippier? What do you think, Ryan?
As much of a quality player as I think Trippier is, I think it's probably best to stick as we are and put all the focus on the CDM. I think that's where the attention needs to be. One more signing, one more CDM.
Yeah, definitely. So would you keep Dalot then?
Yeah, I think I would.
Yeah, definitely. And we still need that right back, don't we, for when Wan-Bissaka does get injured, because he's not going to stay uninjured forever, is he? He had, I think it was a game or two last season, didn't he, where he got injured, and Axel played in that right back position versus Everton, if I remember that correctly.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
Got
What
Brandon
do you think
Williams
then,
as
Matt?
well, but he's,
What do I think? Yeah, look, keep Dalot. I don't think getting in Kieran Trippier, who clearly Atletico Madrid want 30 million for a backup, 30 million for a player. I mean, come on, that's stupid. That 30 million can go on the CDM. We're talking about not buying the CDM. We don't have the money for it yet. We're going to buy our backup right back. I don't understand it. It doesn't compute to me. Like, I don't know what the science is at the club. There's obviously something that's going on really wrong. They've even got a defensive coach, was it yesterday, to sort us out on, corners and throw-ins and that. But who did not realise what was going wrong at our club? There is something deep in our club that's a problem. And if they go and get Kieran Trippier and keep Dalot, that's stupid. It's seriously stupid. Kieran Trippier needs to stay at Atletico Madrid. I know he's a Man United supporter. I know he would love to come back to the North, but there's no point in buying him for 25 million, 30 million as a backup. Ridiculous, man. So keep Dalot and let's see how it goes.
I don't think he'll be a backup. Well, would he be a backup? Thing is, he's got experience. He's now a league winner as well for Atletico. I was about to say a tough league. Even though I love what's happening to Barcelona and Real Madrid right now, it's making me so happy inside. But he's a league winner now. Obviously, he's done very well for England in previous tournaments. He didn't really play much in the Euros, but I don't know I think he could challenge, because I think Ole is trying to make sure that we are capable of going forward on both sides as well. We need someone that can overlap well and deliver quality balls, not the kind of stuff that Wan-Bissaka tries to deliver.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, man, but like, we bought Wan-Bissaka for 50 million. Like, that shows maybe Ole's not right. He's bought someone who for 50 million who doesn't do the part.
Well, that's the problem. But our spending's been a bit silly for years anyway. I mean, we bought Di Maria for 70 million and then we fumbled that anyway. So I'm hoping Wan-Bissaka comes good. I think he's doing well already. I think he's got a lot to improve on. But I do agree with you. If we are keeping Dalot, you don't sign another right back. That is pointless. What's he there for? You do sign a defensive midfielder. If the plan is to go 4-3-3, I really have this feeling that Ole has some sort of fetish with 4-2-3-1. So I feel like he's going to go for more of a box-to-box kind of midfielder. But if he is going to find a defensive midfielder, there is no point blowing that 30 million and a right back, it would make sense to add that to whatever you have left for the defensive midfielder and say, you know what, if I can sign someone of quality for big money, I'll just do it. Makes the team better, makes us more confident in our team, and hopefully we can go win some stuff. You're
on mute, Maisie.
I can't hear you. There you go.
It's all right.
Brief intermission. No. It happens. It happens to us all the time.
I was going to say, we still can't hear her. I was going to say, I don't want Trippier. I don't want Dalot. I don't even want Brandon Williams. I think the only two that can play is Shaw and Wan-Bissaka. The only two that can defend. All right, Wan-Bissaka's a bit dodgy going forward, but Dalot can't. Well, look at the goal he conceded. I can't remember it in one of the friendlies. Do you know what I mean? Over his head. Oh, even I can control that, and I'm flipping 19 stone, whatever. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, I can hear you now. But and Williams, oh God, if I have to see that bloke play, he cannot defend for Toffee.
Now.
Yeah, sort it out now. Yeah.
That
bloke can't do. That bloke cannot defend for Toffee. We need defenders, not flipping. You know, Shaw and Wan-Bissaka are really good defending. All right, Wan-Bissaka's dodgy going forward. I don't want to see Trippier nowhere near my club. Do you know what I mean? Nowhere near. I've never rated Trippier. I've never rated Trippier in my life. Even blooming Southgate. Even Southgate turned around and said after we lost in the whatever that stupid league thing was for England, I ain't going to pick these two, and he picked Walker and Trippier. I don't want them two near my club.
Yeah,
what did they do?
Talking about them like
but that's different. That's different. No, he didn't. He didn't play. He didn't play, did he? Luke Shaw did. Luke Shaw did. I don't want Trippier. Not for 30 million. As everyone's saying, 30 million. I just don't rate Trippier. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion, but.
You couldn't pay 30 million for a right back when Wan-Bissaka cost so much as well. Now we've got that proper right wing. We've got someone who will help Wan-Bissaka going forward, so that could really improve him quite a lot. There's no way Trippier? I would just drop a 50 million right back.
Would you have Trippier at Arsenal? No, you wouldn't.
Yes. Wait, no. He's got Hector Bellerin. Of course he would.
Yes, yeah. Of course he would.
All right, yeah, I suppose.
What do you think, James, anyway?
Like the guys are saying there, really, 30 million's a lot for Trippier. He's not like he's in his mid-20s. I think he's sort of late 20s, early 30s. Is he possibly now?
Yeah, he's in his early 30s, and 40 million is a lot, isn't it?
The sounds of it, it's Trippier pushing for a move rather than the other way around. I think he just wants to come back to England. If it was a free agent, if he was he'd run down his contract, you'd say it was a good little signing, bit of support, bit of backup, and bit of competition. But it looks like Atletico don't want to relinquish that price, and I don't think he's worth it. It'd be interesting to see. The jury's still out for me with Darlow. I think he's okay, and okay is not good enough really for the club, and that's the problem. He said himself he feels like he's a better player playing in Italy. Obviously, they're a bit more defensive-minded, a bit more positionally minded than we are in England. And who knows, perhaps he will kick on and be a good player. That was it Jose who brought him in, so perhaps we'll see that from him. But for me, like everyone else has said as well, I think get that holding midfielder in, that's a priority, and then everything else should hopefully fall into place. I'd much rather have that CDM than worry about who's going to sort of lace up Wan-Bissaka's boots, because I think Wan-Bissaka's got to start for me.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, everyone's basically saying the same. They just want to keep Dalot for now. Yeah, so we'll go through some of the comments. Big up talk. Hi Dan. I'm glad you're looking forward to it. I'll see you later on Rich Sport too. Okay. Big up Charlie. Hey Jade, you okay? You did a good stream earlier. I really enjoyed it. She did about Liverpool versus Norwich. So if anyone's a Liverpool fan, I definitely recommend on subscribing to her. Big up Charlie as well. Thanks for the subscribe. Big up Rich. I'll see you later too. Hi, Michael. Thanks very much. Got a few comments. Thanks, Talks. Yeah, just as everyone said about Varane, he is going to be massive for us. I'm really looking forward for the next 24 to 48 hours seeing Varane in that Man United shirt. It's just, will Phil Jones get rid of that number 4, what he's basically hogged? Oh, come off it, Dan. Come on, Dan. So, what do we call Bailly and Lindelof then? Washing machine and dishwasher.
Washing machine and dishwasher. No, they ain't that good.
Big up, Stephen. Thanks for coming on as well. Here's a question.
Steve's in the chat as well. Jesus.
Who is going to be top goal scorer at United this season?
Cavani, hands down.
Lee Grant.
Lee Grant.
Lee
I'm going
Grant.
to say Fernandes.
Fernandes is
Yeah,
a good
I
shout.
reckon
He got that
Fernandes.
top goal scorer.
I don't know.
There.
He'll get more.
Martial might surprise us.
I feel Fernandes is going to get more opportunity because he's got that right side now as well.
He's got more chance of scoring more for Man United than he has for Arsenal.
Mm-hmm. And he said that he just wants to keep on improving, doesn't he? He's one of them people, and he just wants. He's so eager just to push himself and push himself and push himself. He's not one of them where he's like, right, I've got 25 goals. I've got, like, for instance, 25 goals this season. I'm happy just to get another 25. He wants to just push himself and get even more and more. So maybe Bruno could be it. I think I might have to go with Ryan, though. I feel like Cavani as well, especially if he starts on the majority of the games. He is definitely a contender to get that top goal scorer for me. I'm not too sure why he keeps echoing.
It sometimes happens on a first stream, Maisie. So just go
I'm
for it for a minute.
not acting out. I put my earphones out.
Oh no, that's worse.
Work.
That's
worse.
Yeah.
Echoing.
Leave it for now. Then it could be sorted later.
Yeah,
We
definitely.
I don't mind hearing you twice, Maisie. It's fine. It's fine.
Smooth.
So we'll go on to the last Man United point for the transfers, and that was thoughts on Martial to Inter Milan for 50 million. It's been recently come out, hasn't it, with Lukaku coming to Chelsea. For me, maybe I'd probably try Martial on loan first. What do you all think?
Well, I think if we're going to lose somebody in an attacking position, it's got to be Martial. Out of all the attackers we have at the club, so why not?
I think there's actually validity in this as well, because you're not just the fact that Lukaku's obviously going to go to Chelsea and that's pretty much done deal. Messi now going to PSG as well, with Kane looking like he's going to go to Man City at any point. You've also got Martinez, who's now being swooped by Tottenham as well. So now Inter Milan are probably worrying, are they going to lose both of their strikers? If that's the case, then what are we going to do? So they've obviously looked at what's available, and probably literally behind the scenes inquired to Man United what's going to be a suitable price for Martial, and they put a 50 million price tag on it. Mm-hmm. Now, whether they actually pay that remains to be seen, because I don't even think Martial, to me, is 50 million is a bit of a stretch. For me. I don't think he's 50 million. I think he's probably 30, 40.
About
like that.
Yeah, I reckon about
that. Call it the middle of that. But I definitely do see Inter will try and do this, especially if they've got the likes of Martinez and Lukaku both leaving the club.
Yeah, it's like a domino effect, isn't it? Like, that's where the transfer sort of happen. Do you know what I mean? If he goes to Inter Milan, then hopefully we'll get a CDM. You could just see it. Never used to happen with Fergie, but you could just see it with the clowns have got in charge now. Do you know what I mean? Last day, you're trying to get someone in. Do you know what I mean? It's happened before.
Like a rush thing, man. I think if Inter had more time, they wouldn't be going for Martial. Like,
I don't think
it's a rush thing because like they've all of a sudden been caught out by possible both of their strikers going, not just one.
I mean, I don't think it's going to happen. I've heard as well that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer said he's part of his plans for next season. There is no way that he's going to sell him. So I can't see it happening. I see Man United being reluctant to sell him, even for 50 million. I don't think they snap off the hand of Inter Milan. I think Inter Milan will struggle if they do seal that Lukaku deal to Chelsea. And I do agree with you with Tottenham looking at Martinez, but I think Inter Milan, after Lukaku, will shut up shop and leave it there and hope Martinez brings in the best.
But in the end, Matt, it's if the board decide no, we've got that's a good enough bid for us, we're letting him go. Unfortunately, Solskjaer just had to go. Okay.
But you know the board are idiots. You know that they've got.
They have the overall power. I think.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They'll go. How much did we pay for him? They'll go 60 million plus add-ons, so maybe a bit more. And they'll go, what? We're selling for 50? Nah, we're not making money on that. You know what they're like.
They can't get rid of flipping Phil Jones, let alone flipping Martial.
Oh, we all know Phil Jones is getting his testimonials, so get used to it.
Phil Jones is retiring at Man United. We'll have to get used to that.
I tried to get him on this podcast, but he was injured. Do you know what I mean?
Damn, what was I going to say?
We all know if someone comes to United and they want to stay at United and no other team wants them, they're basically retiring there or with the contracts running up. That's just what United's like. They can get people in if they want to, but they just can't get them out.
Yeah, we give them stupid contracts.
Whoa! You're moaning about stupid contracts and getting rid of players.
Hold on a minute.
Do you see this little club here?
Listen,
mate. We've got it.
You're right about Little.
You're right about Little, yeah.
Yeah. No, you guys do give stupid contracts. We give stupid contracts. You guys are well over the top.
7.5 grand a year.
But,
I'm saying.
You know, I mean, we're kind of in the same boat because there's a time where young Smalling Jones were about to out of contract, and then Man United said, "Hey, fellas, take a contract. There you go."
Honestly,
over there. So
sometimes
we're quite good at that as well. On the Martial thing, quickly for me, it would be very dumb at this point to sell him. If it was like maybe 3 weeks ago, I'd be like, all right, cool. Try and find a replacement, get it going. But
sometimes like with our contracts, is sometimes they've gone on a night out, gone on lash, got actually smashed it. We'll give you 375 grand a week. We'll give you some of the add-ons as well. Yeah, top man. Mm-hmm. And then we're oh shit, what have we done? Shit.
Yeah. Especially now with Rashford going through his surgery, Martial could actually be an actual crucial player, couldn't he, for that left wing? Exactly. Especially for this first half of the season while Rashford's injured, we could do a bit more of experimenting on the left, like who's better, is it Martial, is it Greenwood, maybe moving Sancho over to the left, or Alanga when he comes back off his injury, or Lingard, because I don't think Lingard's going to go, especially now he's got COVID as well. It just seems quite unrealistic he'll go. He'll probably go in the winter transfer window if he does go, in my opinion.
It's quite nice that we've got options there. Even last year, Pogba had a spot there for 2 months as a left winger, and he did all right there. He wasn't phenomenal, but he did a decent job there. It's good that we got options. Rashford's a big miss.
I think that'll be the key this season, to have the options. You look at squad depth for sort of Chelsea now, Man City. We're going to need that depth. They're not all going to play every single week, so it's really important that we do have these options. I've since heard stories that Martial is probably going to stay, most likely. I think Ollie might have come out and said that he wants to keep him as part of his plan, especially like you say with Rashford having his operation. So I quite like Martial. I think he's been unfortunate with injuries. I think he wants to be a number 9 rather than playing out wide, and he's not really lived up to that when he's had the opportunity, sort of week in, week out. But it's good to have options. You know, you can't win leagues and you can't win competitions if you don't have that depth and that rotation and that option to change. You're gonna have to play different formations against different teams anyway, so it's important that we've got these options. I think.
If it was a case of selling players to say bring in a new CDM, and they're offering you 50 million, would you let him go for that and put it towards quality players in other positions? Or
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Would you cash in on him? Is the point?
Not now. No, I wouldn't, because it's too late. We can't deal. We can't make it. Look at how long it took to get Sancho. You imagine that we got 3 weeks to get players in. We ain't going to do it. Like, even if we sell players now, we're not going to get that CDM. I guarantee you, we're going with McFred next season.
Honestly, you signing Sancho is like a love saga. Honestly,
Guarantee it.
You know.
We'll get an unexpected signing at the last hour transfer window.
You've probably got more chance than Arsenal. Let's be honest.
Anyone's got more of a chance than Arsenal. I'd probably say Brentford do at this point. Like,
really
I'd say
want-
London is red, but not for Arsenal, for Brentford.
Damn.
You really think I'm
Damn.
not disagreeing here. I'm not disagreeing one bit.
I really hope you sign Ramsdale, by the way. I really hope you sign
I wish I
Ramsdale.
would have just got back on holiday, mate. It's fucking hell. I've gone back and I'm already miserable.
Honestly, I just watch Ramsdale and think he's a terrible goalkeeper, in my opinion.
But here's the thing is, right, if that's really your targeting, get him before the start of the season. Don't sit here and wait until 3 games later. Do it now, right? You get yourself prepared. If you're not prepared, prepare to fail.
You know it's going to be a Sky Sports Jim White.
Oh, we can get lost, right? Honestly, the sticky yellow time, shove it.
I will go for a couple more comments and then we'll go on to the 21/22 preview. Okay. Hi, Brandon. Thanks for joining. Yes, we do need a CDM. You're absolutely right. I just hope we do get that CDM. I'll probably crying with joy if I do see a CDM who isn't called McFred. Absolutely right, Rich. I agree with you there as well. Hi, Vid. You okay? Yeah. Casemiro, he's a shout, and you have heard about Real Madrid. They are open to sell all their players as well, from what I've heard too. But then you think, how much do you think Real Madrid will get rid of Casemiro for?
I don't think they get rid of him. I don't think he'd want to go. He's one of those players.
Out of Rice, so Neves and indeed Camavinga. Rice passes the ball forward more, possession-wise. Yeah, I would like Rice, but I wouldn't pay 100 million for him. It's English tax is just absolutely ridiculous.
He's a Chelsea fan as well. He wants to go.
Any of those in that list would strengthen the squad. And at this moment in time, you know, if someone offered you one of those, you'd take it, wouldn't you? I quite like Neves as a player. Indeed, he's great. Camavinga's probably one for the future, which is why I like the Varane signing, because he's sort of ready-made for now. Neves, I would take. Rice, yeah. Again, out of any of those there that have been listed, just pick one and take one, and let's just make a move on it, because that's the problem we've got.
I get his point, though, of like passing the ball forwards, but then you're sitting there like, that's not the main thing about a CDM. The CDM is about like shoring up that back line, right? Being that protective cover for your back line, right? And if that means you have to pass the ball sideways or backwards to kill the game off, to then go forward, then fine. Then and out of those players there, right? Ndidi, mate, I'd have Ndidi. You'd have Ndidi in a heartbeat in Man United, right? Or Rice.
Bissouma, I really rate Bissouma. I think he's a great player as well. He could play that position.
Bissouma's a great signing as well.
Yeah, definitely. Get Haaland plus Rice next summer. I'm probably one of the only people who say this, but for me, I don't feel like we should get Haaland. He's only going to be there for like 2 seasons, and we need a long-term striker solution. And we've got that player here. We've got Greenwood, and I feel like after next season, I feel like he can be potentially ready to be in that striker role. I feel like we just need that replacement striker, like for when he gets injured or for the smaller cup games.
Why do you think he's only going to be there 2 seasons?
Because from what I've heard, he wants to be like Ibra, where he goes to different leagues and
Yeah, that's what I've heard. He wants to be like, he wants to be like Ibrahimovic.
And you don't exactly want that kind of player. United need a long-term striker solution, and I don't think Haaland is it if he wants to move to different clubs every couple of years.
Yeah, I agree.
We've got Greenwood. Why, if, for example, we need a replacement striker, why not bring Charlie McNeil in from the youth? He's absolutely incredible. Charlie McNeil bangs in goals.
I get your point, Maisie. And the only thing I'll suggest with that is that, say if for me, I don't think Greenwood is quite ready yet. So
he isn't yet. I agree there, but I think after next season.
And here's what I'm thinking is, if you would get a Haaland in, like, I know it's bloody expensive for 2 years. If you got Haaland in for 2 years, and then you use like Greenwood, it gives that 2 years of development for Greenwood, right? And then once Haaland's gone to do his Ibrahimovic bloody thing, whatever he wants to do, you've got Greenwood there ready to take over.
Yeah, Greenwood's definitely. Yeah, I agree with Stephen.
That is an expensive option, by the way, and I wouldn't pay 150 million for him for just to be 2 seasons.
His release clause, isn't it, though, is going down next year, and I know a lot of people are going to go for that as well. 76, 79 million, is that?
Is Raiola his agent, though? Do we want to be doing that?
Yeah.
That's
and his
the
dad.
problem. Yeah, but it's been Raiola. He's an absolute arsehole. We know what's up with Pogba, don't we? And Jesse Lingard has got Mino Raiola as his agent as well. It's just crap. We want to get rid of Mino Raiola. So I've heard a lot of interviews from him recently, and he's just a diabolical human being, really. I don't like it. I don't like the way he's playing Haaland, like you said, Maisie, to move clubs every 2 years. I mean, it's fair enough. Like, he gets to be like prolific at so many different clubs, but we want a player like you said, Maisie, who's going to be there. We want to keep players that are going to be there for life. We want to be there for life. You know what I mean? Like, we lack that, and we miss that at Man United as our identity to have players that we want to keep. In the last 10 years, there's not been many, is there? Apart from Phil Jones. You make what you will of that.
Well, the whole fabric of Man United has always been through the youth, hasn't it?
Yeah.
All the way through it. I mean, Arsenal probably prided themselves on the youth as well. So it's stuff, but it's always been part of Man United all the way from way back with the Busby Babes, and then from '58. So yeah, so
keep Dalot. Why pay for Trippier? Yeah, we've all said the same. 30 mil for Trippier is crazy. Put it towards the CDM. Yep, I agree there as well. Trippier would challenge Wan-Bissaka for a starting spot. Yeah, I agree. He probably would challenge him, but you don't want to pay 40 million for a player if he's just going to be a replacement one and he's 30 plus years old. He's on his last year of his contract. I wouldn't pay 40 million, especially for Trippier, who's on his last year of his contract and he's over 30. But I know some people probably would. 30 million for a 30-year-old is not worth it. If Dalot is young, can only get better. Yeah, he could potentially get better, and I know a lot of people want him to have that breakaway season, don't they? So maybe he might not. We'll just have to see on how that will go. So that leads now to the 21/22 season preview. So the first one I've got here is, what is your prediction for where Man United will finish in the Premier League? I'll go with you first, James.
It's a good question. It's difficult I hate these sort of predictions because, it's like, itemised sort of the 20 teams. I think top 3 is realistic. I'd love to say we'll do a serious title challenge. I still think we're going to be 2 players short of that, realistically. I think the 38 games plus your cup competitions, I fear we will probably just run out of steam a little bit. But top 3 for me, again, Chelsea spent big. City could still well be in the market for Harry Kane. They've just signed Grealish. I know they're probably looking to sort of trim the fat a little bit with their squad as well, but I would take top 3 and a good push in Europe, just see how far we get there as well.
Yeah, 100%. What do you think, Ryan?
I agree completely. I was about to say top 3. I think Chelsea are probably going to be the biggest challenge. I think City obviously will be up there. Between Leicester and Liverpool, that could end up being quite close. So I think there's an opportunity there. They're definitely top 4, but where do we place? I'll say top 3. I'll say top 3.
The top 3 is going to be a push. Like you think, Leicester kicking on, Liverpool with Van Dijk back. It's not a formality, but I think top 3 is. If we're outside the top 3, you'd be disappointed, and I think sort of the daggers would be out for Solskjaer a little bit, and there'd be questions asked, I think.
Yeah, definitely. What do you think, Kojo? What do you think? Where do you think we'll be?
I'm going top 2. So I think we're winning this or we're runners up. I see no reason why we can't compete seriously, even though I still think we need another midfielder, just like everybody else does. But I look at the squad and I just think we should be challenging at this point. Sancho and Varane are not small-time signings. These are big buys. And not only are they big buys, they're serious players. They're players that are produced at the highest level. So I'm looking at a title challenge, and second is not a bad spot if we finish behind someone that is definitely better than us rather than giving them another league win. So I'm going top 2.
Stephen, what do you think? Where do you think Man United will be? It's good to see from a different team where they think Man United will be. It's always good to look outside the box.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be doing that for pretty much most of the season.
To be honest, I won't be able to see you on my phone where Arsenal will end up. But
I'll be getting my binoculars out. You see, I'll also be looking down. Also be looking down here to see where the bottom is. To see, so I know I won't be far off, but I could at least then I'll put ourselves up at least out the top 10 where we're going. But if you're not pushing for a title challenge, then seriously questions have got to be asked about Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as a manager. If you don't win a trophy, for me, he's got to go. I'm sorry. For Man United to go along as that have done, the opportunities are presented to them, and they've still not won a trophy. I'm sorry, that for me, it doesn't cut it as a Man United manager. Well, from the way I see it, but maybe that's just me being an Arsenal fan. But yeah. So I would say you should be challenging for the title. Whether you say you win it is another matter, but challenging, then I mean a serious challenge, not sort of get to about January and then fall off. So yeah.
Biggest question though, when's Arteta getting sacked? That is the biggest question in football.
How much time we got?
I'd love to stay in 10. I'd love to stay in 10 games, but like this Arsenal board will probably think he's in the relegation battle. Go, nah, I'm not saying, I'm not doing it.
They might as well bring it back as a player manager. Bloody hell!
The only way we're doing it is if the Arsenal fans actually like invade the stage, invade the pitch, grab him and walk him out the stadium ourselves and put him on the plane. Like that's the only way we're doing it.
Sounds like a song, but yeah, like each to their own.
No, we'll just escort him out the building.
What do you think then, Matt? What is your prediction?
I'm going to say second. I'm going to say second again. I think Man City will pip it. I think Chelsea will be closer to the top 3 than they were last season. Of course, only just scraping it. I mean, with Man United as well, is it getting more points and finishing second, like to secure like Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, or like Stephen said, is it to win a trophy? So if we get outside of the top 4, say we're 5th, and then we win the FA Cup and the Champions League, is he safe? Yeah, I think he is, right?
No.
I think Champions League, yeah. Not. I think it's more than an FA Cup.
It's got to get Champions. Oh, if he wins the Champions League, yeah. Sorry.
Of course, if we win it, but I think even if we get in the quarters or the semis of the Champions League, it'll probably still be safe, depending on how we do on other cups and how we do in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Because even staying in the Champions League in the knockout stages is an improvement from last season, because we got knocked out in the group stages and was ended up in Europa League. So the board is going to look at that and think that is still an improvement. Mumsy, what do you think for prediction?
I reckon second, we've got to win a cup. If we don't win a cup, then he's worse than Louis van Gaal, isn't he? But we know how bad he was. And
to be honest, it made me laugh.
I love that.
If you think about it, he's just got to sort out. Like last season, he could have Solskjaer could have done much better than he did last year, but he saved the last couple of games. We could have been like 4 points behind City, and then he just thought, I'll save these people because I want to win the Europa League. And look how that turned out. He didn't win it. So he's got to go more gun-ho. I've been saying it before. I said it last week. He's got to go more gun-ho. If he wants to get close to City, he's got to go for it, not flipping, and hopefully this year we might beat someone in the top 6. Do you know what I mean? We never beat. Yeah, I think apart from City, we didn't beat. We even lost to Arsenal, so that's embarrassing.
Don't mention that. Don't mention that. The Arsenal fans are in the room. That's a swear word.
Crazy. Can I just say as well, Stephen?
It's a realistic one here, by the way.
Right. What was you going to say, Matt?
He threw his hands up like that, yeah, that's right. He didn't win the Europa League. Your manager, you didn't win the Europa League with him. Then he goes and wins it with Villarreal to beat us. What's going on there? Is it your club or is it Emery? I don't know.
Definitely Arsenal.
Hold on. Don't have a go about my club. Don't forget. Hang on. Right, we've got Solskjaer here, who's won less than Arteta.
Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Come on.
Don't do that.
Come on.
Don't do that.
I'm trying to get you lot to win a trophy.
He's won the same amount as Roberto Martinez. Congratulations to him, brother. Yeah, he's finishing eighth.
He's right.
Guy.
He's right.
That's my guy, mate. Right.
He's
right.
But it's the Arteta that use that as an excuse. So please do me a favour. Just you win a trophy for God's sake.
I feel like this is everything what a United fan wants right now. We all want to win a trophy. For me, I feel like we are going to be second. I think we're going to be closer to winning the title. But without a CDM, we won't win that title because we need a CDM so badly. And I feel like that is the thing for me, what's going to be a make or break for Man United, that CDM not having that proper CDM. I feel like we probably will do better. There'll be, obviously, I'd be happy if there was 5 points between us in first place. And you can tell Ollie, he has improved. He's brought the right wing. He's brought in the centre back. He's brought in a set piece coach who we needed. Because that set piece coach, because we was conceding so many goals in set piece areas and it was just embarrassing. It was like Sunday league football. Even them kind of teams don't even concede it in set pieces. So it's good that Ollie is addressing the issues, what he thinks we need to do to sort out the club. And it's just one step at a time and we just need it to work now. This season, it's just that make and break.
There is one more thing. That I think really depends on it as well. If Man City get Kane. If they get Kane, then
it's over.
Expect them to walk it.
It's over.
I think what we need to remember as well, my concern really, and this is the reason I say top 3 rather than top 2 really pushing, is that consistency that we seem to lack. You know, 1 week we can look unbeatable and win 3-4-0, and the next week we'll struggle and get beat. And I think with the way Chelsea played under Tuchel when he took over, they seem to have that consistency where they can grind out results if they need to. We just need, hopefully with the signings like Varane, we have that sort of that firmness and have that ability to grind out results.
Their league form wasn't great. But even though Lukaku, what they're doing, they're getting a top striker that they were, because they were being inconsistent up front. They're now getting a top striker. So that's why CDM.
Well, they're buying Kane, buying Lukaku. They ain't getting a good striker, are they?
Lukaku's a quality striker. Yeah,
he is a good striker, don't get me wrong, but
his numbers,
the numbers though, it's in the Italian league, and the Italian league is pish.
But he's got numbers here as well. He's got
numbers here. He's got numbers here, but like he flopped at Chelsea, near to the end at Man United, he flopped.
Hang on a minute. Before he was flopped, he was right. He had Drogba leave, and then he was involved the season after they won the Champions League with Drogba. He missed a penalty in the Super Cup before the season started, I think it was, or even then he hadn't hardly played any games for Chelsea, and then they sold him before the transfer window ended, so he never got a chance with Chelsea. He only got a chance with Everton and Man United in the Premier League. He's never gotten a real chance with Chelsea yet. Not yet.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right at Chelsea though.
He missed that penalty, didn't he, in the Super Cup, I believe, and that's he got
they
pushed
sold
out
him straight after.
But doesn't it show you that at Man United, because we've got really bad background staff, like the coaches and that, he goes to Inter Milan and suddenly he wins a league and he wins I mean, that just tells you that we couldn't coach him good enough. He was
Conte as well.
everywhere else. He was good at Man United. He was all right at Man United. He did do all right, but he built himself bigger, and they were letting him do that. He was trying to build himself up to be bloody Anthony Joshua, like that size, like proper like speed. Like you can't be doing that. And at Inter Milan, if you check like the credentials of like his physical form and that, he's a lot more slimmer. You know what I mean? Because they've gone right. We need you to be moving. We need you to be on the ball like you used to do. We need you to move left and right. We need you to create goals. His assists for Inter Milan is stupid. You never see that at Man United or any other clubs. They coached him very well there, and I'm surprised he left. To be fair,
so between City and Chelsea, who are we saying is a bigger threat?
Chelsea.
Currently, I would say Chelsea. I would say Chelsea personally. I think they're going to be ready to do something next season.
They've got the strike.
I think so. I think
Man City
they're close. Yeah, for me, they're
very close.
I'm just worried that Solskjaer's used all his substitutions in that friendly against Everton. Because he never uses them during the games, does he? He's probably used them all against Everton normally. So, yeah, God help us.
Okay, will we win a trophy this season? If so, which trophy do you all think? I'll come to you first, Monday.
I reckon we're going to win the FA Cup, hopefully. I say hopefully. Yeah, FA Cup or Carabao Cup, that'll do. I would just, Champions Leagues, you get to the stages, you don't know who you're going to get, you know what I mean? You get a bit of luck. Who'd have thought Chelsea would have won it last year? You know what I mean? So if we get through to the quarterfinals, semi-finals and win the FA Cup and come second, I'll be happy.
What about you, Ryan? What do you think we're going to win?
Yeah, I think the FA Cup with a decent Premier League push.
Yeah.
I think a good push for the league title. I can't see us winning the Champions League. I can't see us winning the Carabao Cup. So I'm going to say FA Cup with a good title push.
What do you think, Matt?
Champions League, we're going to win it.
That is a very bold prediction.
Love that optimism.
Now look at it. Look at the bigger picture. Barcelona, who've they got at the moment? Not really anyone. Who've Madrid got? Not really anyone. Is there any other really big threat out there right now apart from our homegrown club?
PSG.
I feel like PSG is another one.
Who's going to say that? But we don't know where Messi's going to be there or not. And you know what they're like as well.
He just announced it right now.
He is.
Just signed.
Just signed.
I bet he had scrolls of paper wiping his tears, like with.
No.
Yeah, look, I agree with that. Then I think PSG would be the only ones, and I still think that we could do them. We did them at PSG before. I'm not saying we put them in Europe, but I think it's something about our squad and our team and the pace that we've got recently. Add in Varane, and if we do get that CDM, I think that we could be on top for the Champions League next year, at least semi-finals.
I think we could be a good knockout team. Do you know what I mean? That's what at the moment we're not. Even though we're up there in the league, we could be a good knockout team. Do you know what I mean? So as I said, no one would have thought Chelsea would have won it. Do you know what I mean?
PSG are going to win it, aren't they? You're right.
Yeah. Kojo, what do you think for trophies?
I think we're going to go Carabao or whatever it's called now, Worthington, Coca-Cola, whatever the thing's called. And,
Worthington, that's a throwback.
Yeah, it's a big throwback, isn't it?
Okay.
And the FA Cup, I think we'll get a domestic double. Unfortunately, I don't think we'll have enough of the league, but I think we'll win the other two.
Mm-hmm. What about you, James? What do you think?
To be honest, it doesn't really matter. They keep talking about this winning mentality. Once we win something, we'll build momentum, blah, blah, blah. So for me, it doesn't really matter. They call it the Mickey Mouse Cup anyway, whichever one you win. So let's just win something. Let's get back into that habit and go from there. I'd love to see us go on a nice cup run, day out to Wembley, get some results and bring something back. Obviously, we came up short against Villarreal. And to be honest, I did fancy us a little bit for that game. So hopefully the players have got the taste for it. Once they get a win, I think they'll go from there. Obviously, Varane's a winner. Sancho, I think, won maybe the German Cup with Dortmund.
Yeah.
Bruno might have won a couple of things.
Yeah, won a German Cup.
We need to start doing this now. Whether it is Carabao, FA Cup, doesn't really matter. Let's just get something, get some silverware, and then kick on from there.
And you, Stephen, what do you think Man United will win? Because I know Arsenal's not going to win a trophy, so let's just talk about Man United.
I'm all ears.
Say an FA Cup, I would say.
I thought the same as everyone. I thought FA Cup because I think the Carabao Cup it's just going to go to City because City just loves that trophy, don't they? I think they just like it as a bit of a souvenir, don't they, to have in the cabinet at the moment. Premier League, I think we're a bit short. Champions League, I feel like we do need that couple of more, that CDM to get that far for the Champions League as well. And I feel like PSG will probably be unstoppable, but it's Poch. So I'd like to see if Poch can actually do it. But if he can't do it, that's a goodbye to him as well.
We could be the England of the Champions League. Do you know what I mean? Just don't lose it this time. Do you know what I mean? Get all the way through and win it.
Yeah, definitely. And what more can Manchester United do to have long-term success? I'll go to you first, James.
Glazers out. We need changes in the board. If the Glazers are going to stay, we need to make changes. We need to have, not just have businessmen behind the scenes. We need to have football people making football decisions. Apparently, Darren Fletcher's done well since he's sort of joined in terms of recruitment and stuff. I mean, we need more people like that. I think we need to stop looking at these marquee signings that we've had our fingers burnt with. I think Cavani, I was concerned, would have been one of those signings, and he's not been. I think he's done really well. We need to. Like I said before, I like the Varane signing because he's ready to go into the team straight away, and I think we need to start doing that more than this is one for the future. This is one for the future. So we just need to. We're starting to get a squad together under Ollie, and we need to get the people in the boardroom now who are going to make the correct decisions. That's what we need to do, definitely.
Stephen, same question to you.
Same as what Arsenal needs to do, get rid of the owners. Right? It needs to start from the top. Right? You have mismanagement from the top. You have it filters through to the board, filters through to the manager and to the players. And yes, you could say that they're trying to. You could say Solskjaer's doing his bit towards the players and what's going on the pitch, but off the pitch, it's still. The Glazers can dress it up those ways they can, but in the way when you buy a club on debt, right, and you treat the way it has done, right, and bring Man United from the most dominant team in the Premier League era to struggling 6th or 7th at one point, right? I'm sorry, the fans are not going to forgive you for it, no matter what you do, and they think they could just buy their way out of this mess, but then no. And to be honest, I wish more Arsenal fans were like Man United fans and actually did what they said they were going to do, which is stick to their guns and not spend a penny on this on their club to make sure they get the owners out.
Kojo, same question to you.
I mean, to be fair to them, so far this summer's been a lot more impressive than the other summers by far. So I'm bloody excited that
that's only because of the Super League. Don't let them fool you.
Well, yeah, it comes to that too. But at least they managed to get 2 big signings done before August. For goodness sake, we've been sitting here for years begging for this kind of action. But the next thing is to continue to be dominant in the window. when you need players, continue with the same consistency. Don't do this and then if we're going for Haaland, basically I don't want to repeat of the Fellaini. Remember when Fellaini had a clause in his contract, and then even though I didn't want the guy in the first place, and then they wait for the clause to run out, and then they paid more and got the guy. Don't want any of that rubbish. If you want someone, be direct, go get him. Don't be like Ramsdale. Be more like Sancho. Oh, no, be not Sancho.
Sancho should have been last year.
Not like Sancho. Sorry, my bad. I was thinking about this year. Not like Sancho. Sorry. My apologies. Be more like Varane. Or even better, Tom Heaton. Be more like Tom Heaton. Get them quickly and get the business done and get the manager ready.
I think Tom Heaton would have cycled there to sign that contract, to be fair.
He did.
Yeah. Matt, same question to you.
I agree with Stephen. I believe the board would be the right way to go. I do believe in fans having ownership of the club as well. People were giving me like shit as well, saying, like it won't be a big club anymore. But you look at Bayern Munich, they're owned by the fans pretty much, like 50+1. So, and they're still like one of the top 4 teams for selling shirts, etc. And look, I just hope that's the progress of our club. I think we don't want to see us being turned into a franchise. We don't want to see our club being thrown into a Super League when our tradition and our heritage of Man United has come from playing in European football. And, we've had tragedy to get to European games. We've lost players in plane crashes, so it's a big deal. So I hope that doesn't happen. I know that Barcelona and Real Madrid are still in on this. That's La Liga's problem and their problem. But we got to keep Man United the way it always has been. The identity should not change. And buying players that want to wear the shirt and wear, like Bruno Fernandes, to be honest, he's the sort of player I've loved to see because he plays, because he wants to play for us. And that's what I like to see.
1,000% agree with you there. You see more players now who are coming because they want to come to Manchester United, and you can tell they have passion to play for our club. Like you can tell, like with Bruno, like you say, I even say Cavani, he's got passion to play for the club as well. Sancho, he's wanted to come to the club. Like when he put the wait is finally over, you think he's wanted to come to this club.
Even since Man City, Maisie, you know what I mean?
He just thinks red is a better colour. Manchester is red, which it obviously is, isn't it?
The problem I just quickly want to say is that as much as you might say about Bayern Munich being owned by a club, which is great, but Germany have that as a rule. You have to be 50+1.
Not everybody.
Germany.
Leipzig, RB Leipzig. They're owned by Red Bull. Completely.
Yeah, Leipzig aren't.
Red Bull give you wings.
Most of their team is under.
That's why they did the demonstrations and the protests against RB Leipzig, because they are not owned by the majority of fans. But it used to be a club back in the day called something Leipzig, and there's something a bit about that. That's another story for another day.
Ryan, same question to you.
Yeah, I think looking at this, all we've got to do is get that CDM on the pitch for a start, and then regime change at the top. I can just echo what's already been said. I think it's time to run it as a football club, not as a business, not as a franchise. Start focusing on what's going on the pitch instead of in the boardroom. And I think that starts by still attracting the top quality players, but having the right attitude and the right ethos at the club as well.
Munzi, what do you think?
Yeah, I sort of agree. It seems to be a bit better with Fletcher and John Murdoch, but yeah, they're still there. They're trying to get in this Super League. I don't think any fan's going to turn around and go, yeah, we love Glazers. Do you know what I mean? I don't think there's no way back.
I actually surprisingly seen one. I seen one on social media saying that to give the Glazers the benefit of the doubt.
He must have had that point of what's the name you were talking about before the show. Do you know what I mean? Because that's just no way. Lagermeister. Yeah, no one likes the Glazers. I follow American football, and the Glazers own the team I follow, and it's completely different. But it's a franchise. It's a franchise over there. We're not a franchise. They've come over here, like Matt said, we're not a franchise. Do you know what I mean? As soon as they said they want to go in the Super League, that's it. Every fan's like, no. All right, it may happen in the future. We don't know, but Glazer's out. Do you know what I mean? He's it's got to be the long term. But yeah, I'm liking, like, as James said about Fletcher and Murdoch. They're doing really well. So now Ed Woodward's out, we might see some decent. Well, we are seeing decent signings. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's actually getting the job done.
And it seems to be like, I know the Sancho deal should have done last year, but they got it done for 74 million. They were trying to get 120 million last year. Ed Woodward would have paid that, but I think Solskjaer must have said, no, don't pay that. Do you know what I mean? Ed Woodward, is a clown. He should never have been put in. No, we all know Ed Woodward, and hopefully now might be a bit better, but I think, see what happens. But I think, Glazers go then, we'll be top dollar.
Yeah, definitely. Glazers, they need to sell up. They know that the time's up at the club now. They know that everybody has not got cotton wool over their eyes anymore. They can buy whoever they want for the club because we still want them to be out at the end of the day. They don't know about football really, do they? For them to be like, let's own the football club. They might have like John, who will be able to get the good signings, but they know nothing about football. They'll just leave all the work to go to them. They're just bothered about making a profit while we're not making a profit. And then you've got the stadium, what's in a mess. Women's football, what's in a mess as well. They definitely need to go. And in terms of actual transfers, what Matt said as well, we need players who want to play for the club, which we are seeing more of now, which I'm really loving right now as well. And I agree with Ryan too. We need that CDM.
Yeah, I completely agree with that.
Yeah.
I'll quickly go for a couple more comments before I go. Hi, James. Thanks for tuning in. Hi, Reese. Hope the live's going well for you as well. Here's for Monday.
Who would you put in right back in the second to last game of the title challenge season when 3 points is a must? Lee Grant. Oh no, sorry, he's put Dalot or Trippier. God knows. I'd probably just chuck a coin up and down and see if Ed's Dalot, tails Trippier.
That's the wrong question. Like, why would it be?
It should be Trippier.
What about Wan-Bissaka? Where is he?
Well, he's obviously give the option out the two, and there, but out of them two, you'd obviously pick Trippier. But obviously, I would go for Wan-Bissaka.
Yeah, Wan-Bissaka, but yeah, I'd pick Trippier if I had to.
Yeah, Bruno with the pens and free kicks. Cavani won't play as many games. I think he'll have his good few run. He'll probably have a 60-70% games. He'll probably start in my opinion.
Hopefully, Sancho will help him with the assists as well. Cavani this year.
Yeah, definitely, 100%. Number 30. I thought he probably would have got like something like number 10 or something.
I thought it'd be 25 because that's how much money he's getting a year, isn't it? 25 million.
Yeah, 25 million a year.
Greenwood to get 20 plus goals. I feel like if Greenwood has that breakaway season, he could potentially get a lot of goals. But I feel like especially now Sancho is coming and Cavani will be playing more games than he did last season. I can't see him probably getting 20 plus goals, but it is a good shout. I thought Messi was joining Man City.
Mm-hmm.
Martial can't leave the club now. That would be suicide. He's staying. He has a season to prove himself.
Yeah.
If we get Djokovic from Madrid, sell
we don't need
Martial.
Djokovic.
No,
Wasted
I
time.
wouldn't.
Lukajovic.
Yeah, that's what they're going on about now.
You do now disappoint FC United of Manchester. I'm not disappointed in this team.
It's just paper talk. They always come out with it because when Martial's linked to Inter Milan, they always put another player in to replace. It's a load of rubbish. It ain't going to happen. It ain't going to happen.
Or they do it just to wind the fans up.
They always link when someone's linked out. They always link somebody in.
Yeah, but they always link someone to just wind people up.
Yeah.
Clicks.
It's just rubbish.
Yeah.
Michael thinks we're going to get second if we sign a CDM. We'll probably win it. James, he's a Everton fan, so it's also good to see his view. He's predicted us to finish fourth, but we never know. City is my tip to win, but they probably will not run away with it. I agree with you there. I feel like City, if they don't get that striker, they probably will struggle. And I think we'll finish third and plus win a trophy for sure. Thanks for tuning in as well, Andy. So this, thank you everyone for tuning in. Just before we go, we will shout out everyone's socials as well. Everybody give a like, subscribe, follow for all these people. Thank you all for coming on as well, for showing me all the support on this panel, also on the comments. You've definitely helped me. I was feeling quite nervous beforehand. So we'll shout out everyone's socials. James, what are you on? Where can we find you?
Tag there, Counterfeit Crookie, that's me on the socials. But if you want to also get the podcast Talking Kit, we don't just talk about United, we talk about just retro football kits, upcoming football kits, international, you name it, we do it. Talk about squad numbers, stuff like that. With a bit of a comical twist as well. So yeah, at Talking Kit on all the socials, guys.
Great. Stephen, where can we find you?
You can find me causing carnage on SVD TV. We don't just talk about Arsenal, we talk about football in general, F1 content as well, and it's all to raise money for Children's Liberties Foundation. But also make sure you subscribe here and everyone else first. And I don't even know why you were nervous, Maisie, because bravo.
Thank you. And Stephen as well has a membership to raise money for children's liver disease. So definitely check it out and join the membership scheme as well. It all goes to charity and it's an amazing cause to do it for. Ryan, where can we find you?
You can find me on Twitter. It's at Ryan's Rants. And I also want to say thank you, Maisie, for having me on. Obviously, it's my first time doing this as well. So thank you very much. Thanks for having me. And yeah, you can find me on Twitter.
You've done great. And we'd definitely love to have you again as well. Matt, where can we find you?
By the way, Maisie, thank you so much for letting me on for your first edition. Devils United, go check it out, subscribe, share, like, do the thing right now. And there's people that are watching right now, so make sure you push them index fingers. Smash the like, as Stephen knows. We won't show that video, but he knows what I'm talking about. You can find me at Football United TV with me and my co-owner, co-host, etc., Marley chilling, the guy from Brazil, Jesus lookalike. You know who he is. He does. He looks like.
We need a Jesus somewhere for Arsenal fans, don't we?
Yes, exactly. So yeah, come check us out there. But please do support everybody that's on this channel right now. It's really important to share, like, and follow everybody's content and check it out. So thank you very much for having me on. Thank you, Maisie, for having us on here.
It's been a pleasure. Kojo, where can we find you?
Firstly, shout out everybody here as well. Of course, subscribe to all their channels, support them, help them grow. Maisie, I don't know if this is your first time hosting. If it is, it doesn't feel like it's your first time. You've done really well, so shout out to you as well. Myself, Kojo, Free Midfield Podcast on YouTube, Spotify, everybody else, Twitter. We do commentary. We talk about all the games, not only just Premier League. We talk Champions League, everything else as well. So come check us out. And if you love football, just ask us. You're always welcome on the channel.
And Munzi, where can we find you?
Well, you can find me everywhere, really. Twitter, finally Munzi. Instagram, Munzi6. Mondays, Red United TV, I think it's called. Yeah, Red United TV. I'm also part of the Man United Agenda. And, I'm also part of this great show as well. I've also got my debut show. She's let me have a debut show next week, Munzi Talk. So, yeah, that's going to be fun. Me hosting is going to be fun. But yeah, thanks for having me on. Done really well. I'll be back.
Really enjoyed it. For everybody who is on the chat, who's on the panel, thank you all so much for tuning in. It's been an absolute pleasure. Please like and subscribe. I know I've already hit that 100 subscribers, and I was honestly so shocked that I hit that before the actual show came out. So thank you all for all the support, all the love. It means so much, and everybody, you all have a lovely evening. I'll be on myself at 10:30 at Rich Sports, so tune into him at 12:30. 10:30, sorry. He is also a very good podcaster. So tune into Rich Sports too. But for now, I'll see you all later. I will be on another show. I'll be doing a show on Saturday for a match reaction for Man United versus Leeds at around 8 p.m. I'll probably do for. So everyone all tune in for that. Hopefully we'll have that win, first win of the season. But for now, bye.
Au revoir.